A very good afternoon to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is the 25th January 2026. We will be continuing our sharing from this book, the Surangama Sutra. We are at page 59. And as usual, let us gather for physical puja. Now let us compose our mind, develop the faith, Saddha, Virya. Then mindfully we shall commence the Puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 药师佛那么药师佛，那么药师佛，那么文殊菩萨，那么文殊菩萨，那么文殊菩萨，那么普贤菩萨，那么普贤菩萨，那么普贤菩萨，那么地藏王菩萨，那么地藏王菩萨。那么地藏王菩萨，那么佛菩萨，那么佛菩萨，那么佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦，布当巴嘎万当阿比瓦德米。Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Kamesu Miccācara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Surameraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, let's pay respect to Puja. Buddhang Pujami. Dhammang Pujami. Sanghang Pujemi. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities and Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atva Gachantu Devata Saddhamma Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusana Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Santitiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pachyatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Ujjopatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Yadidang Cattari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Saukasangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakeneyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Then we shall continue from where we start. We are at page 59 of this book, the Surangama Sutra. Visual awareness is not a perceived object. So this one, I think, by now, most of you should have the understanding. You see, our senses can develop awareness, where we have 6 types of sense bases, and it can give rise to various types of awareness. But visual awareness is a particular awareness where it involves our visual, means our eye as an organ. So at the moment of awareness, which is before the perceiving, before the knowledge, the word, the concept and the conditioning come in, that is the pure awareness. So that visual pure awareness is not a perceived object. So you can understand the title. Because perceived object means you already developed the sanya to perceive it. Like the Buddha said, in the seeing is only the seeing consciousness, like the physics experiment. Upon contact, the light bulb just light up. The lighting up is like to make you conscious, to make one conscious. But there is nobody within if you are with the pure awareness nature. But if you are with the mundane mind, the mano, the egoic mind, then you will have the delusion to believe that I see, I perceive. And then the delusion comes in. Then the other aspect of understanding is the Surangama Sutra, like what we have gone through on the last Thursday sharing, the 3 levels of seeing. The first level is mundane people's mundane seeing. Seeing mountain as mountain, kan san si san. Whereas the direct seeing, the second level of seeing is different. Kan san, pu si san. Because that pure awareness nature that see is before the perception, before the word, before the concept of what that thing is. It's pure perception without words, without any identification or perception. So that one is the direct seeing. Seeing things as they are without the words, without the concept and whatever. So when you have that understanding, then you will understand the title. That's why in the Surangama Sutra, it is mentioned later on in the sutta. Perception of form is consciousness, whereas its non-perception is wisdom, which means the direct seeing things as they are without the perception of the concept and the idea and the words. Because that one is to perceive form. That's why perception of form is consciousness. The mundane mind's consciousness perceives the form. Whereas the pure awareness does not perceive. That's why that one is the direct seeing. That one can awaken, can insight into phenomena to develop the wisdom. So the Surangama Sutra's verse is very useful, very important and very penetrative. So you can contemplate, reflect, and when you meditate you can see this, then you awaken. I better write now. Perception of form is consciousness. So this consciousness is the mundane consciousness, whereas non-perception is wisdom. So this stanza that is mentioned in the Surangama Sutra is very penetrative and very powerful. You can understand that through your cultivation, your what they call awareness-based meditation, then you will develop the understanding and the awakening. Okay, we continue. So after the title has been understood, I will read on. Then the Buddha said, then Ananda said, now I recognize that the nature of my visual awareness is that it does not depend on anything else. Do you realize that Ananda started to use the word the nature of my visual awareness. He never say my awareness. That nature is a nature, because that pure awareness nature here, the second circle, pure awareness nature. This one is a nature, the one I mark in green. It's not a being, it's not a permanent unchanging entity, a being that can come out and live life. You must understand that. It's not a mano, not a mundane mind, not a consciousness with its content. There is no egoic mind inside that. It's just that pure awareness nature. It's the oneness, pure. And that one is a nature. That's why those who understand, they will use the word, this nature of mind. They will never say, this form and mind of mind. But this is only one segment of you. Understand? That nature is the whole thing. It embraces the entire nature. So when you understand, you will speak precisely with the precise word. So I read again, then you will understand. So Ananda starts to develop the initial understanding. Ananda said, now I recognize that the nature of my visual awareness is that it does not depend on anything else. So that statement is not bad, isn't it? Because that pure awareness nature is a primordial nature. It was there all the time, understand? And it's not dependent originating. Do you understand? That nature is ever pervading. It was there before the arising of anything. That's why we call it the original nature, the primordial nature. Yeah. Then after that, Ananda continued. He still got doubt. He said, but how can I come to know that it is my true nature? See, you realize the question, huh? When he has not awakened, well, he is just a sotapan. He is not even an arahant without outflow. And because of that, he is still not sure. That's why he asks, but how can I know or come to know that it is my true nature? Because if you don't do awareness-based meditation, you cannot stabilize it. You can never understand that. Because when you stabilize it, then you know there is a nature within, which is responsible for the arising of all the mano, or mundane manifestation of mind. The conditioned arising mind, the thinking mind, the mundane mind. And all this can only be understood if you can have that stability or awareness within to observe silently how the creation from that pure awareness nature, how it creates thought, how it creates consciousness, perception, the five aggregates of form and mind, the 18 sense line, thereby creating the phenomenal world of consciousness and form. This one, when you are aware within, you can see the movement. You can see the arising and passing away of all these aggregates of mind. That's why all of the aggregates, Rupang, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnanam, they manifest very clearly within the pure awareness nature. Where from there it manifests, it arises. So all those cultivators of the way who have that stability or inner awareness can see this movement, and they can understand the teaching very easily. But for Ananda's case, where he's only a sotapan, first stage of sainthood, that's why he can't, that's why he asks. Then the Buddha said to Ananda, you listen, I will continue to question you, aided by the Buddha's wondrous power. You can now see clearly all the way to the heavens of the first Dhyan, which means the Brahmarine. You do not yet have the purity of freedom from outflow, means Ananda is still not an Arahant yet. Then he said, but Anuruddha, one of the top 10 disciples of Sakyamuni Buddha, he got a very special virtue. He is foremost in the heavenly eye. He can see the whole existence very clearly. So he said, but Anuruddha, who is free of outflow, means already an Arahant, can see the entirety of Jambuwampi, means our universe, as plainly as one might see amala fruit placed on one's palm or placed on the palm of one's hand. Bodhisattva at various stages can see hundreds of thousands of worlds and more. And there is not one of the, and there is not one of the infinite number of pure lands that the thus come one in the 10 directions do not see. So this one refers to Sammasambuddha. Ordinary beings cannot see with such clarity as this, even for a fraction of an inch. You know why the Buddha said that? Because your awareness is not developed. You are constantly lost in thought. You think a lot, preoccupied in your thought process. How can you be aware? You cannot be aware, you cannot be with the moment. You cannot see beyond even 1 inch. Means one slight moment into the state of no thought, where the pure awareness nature manifests. They can't. That's why they are so heedless. It's like Dhammapada verse 21 say, the heedless are as if dead. That's precisely the reason. So here, when you have the understanding, you will develop the clear understanding of what the Buddha is trying to mean. So here he said, the purity of freedom from outflow is the purest of purity. Means once you are an Arahant and beyond, at least the 10 fetters has been rooted out, and no more ignorance, no more avijja. That's why it means there is real purity. Then nothing is defiled about it. It's easy to talk about, but it's a very difficult state of mind to attain. So now you realize, to realize Arahantaship is not easy. That's why he say easy to talk about. Then you know when you are an Arahant and beyond, means without outflow. The next part explains. He said, in that state, Arahant and beyond, there is no outflow. Outflow from where? From the senses. The eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, bodily, tactile, and mind. When ordinary people see something, their attention is diverted to it. There is an outflow. You understand? Outflow means the stream of consciousness, the mundane thinking, the thought process. It flows out. If you hear something and cannot apply the skill of reversing your hearing, look at note 25. This one must be referring to Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. So under note 25, the recommended method of practice explained by the Bodhisattva who hears the cry of the world means Avalokastevara, which is Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. Kuan Si Yin, the name that he is given, means that one that perceives the sound of the world, means the universe sound. Then you go back to the notes. Okay. So I read again that part. In that state, There is no outflow from the eye, ear, nose, tongue, bodily or tactile, bodily, tactile or mind. When ordinary people see something, their attention is diverted to it, and there is an outflow. Then if you hear something and cannot apply the skill of reversing your hearing, means like Kuan Yin, listen from the heart, from the pure awareness nature. But instead allow your attention to direct itself to the sound, so that you listen. That too is an outflow. See, the way you direct it. Similarly, your nose smells, odor, your tongue tastes, flavor, your body comes into contact with tangible object or tactile. Your mind responds to object of cognition or perception. All these events involve outflow. It's like a bottle, a glass bottle with a hole at the bottom. It leaks when water is poured into it. There is an analogy here. If people don't understand spiritual practice and put an end to outflows, they become leaky bottles. They gradually pour themselves from the heavens to the realm of people. From the human realm, they pour themselves into the animal realms, and from there to the realm of hungry ghosts, finally until the hell realm, depending on what kind of karma they have created. So all these outflows are due to your thought process that manifest delusion. That's why the evil roots, they all manifest. When compared to the vision of the sages, see, the real cultivator of the way, or of the Buddha, ordinary people cannot see further than a tenth of an inch, or an inch at the most, even if they use all their power of sight. The Buddha can see all the pure land as numerous as fine motes of dust, but ordinary people can't see even an entire country or even an entire town. If they look to the left, they can't see what is on the right. If they look to the right, they cannot see what is on their left. If they look ahead, they cannot see what is behind them. And if they try to see behind themselves, they cannot see what is in front of them. So ordinary people's vision is extremely limited. Although the essence or the essential nature of their visual awareness neither come into being nor cease to be, their physical body has limitation, and that is why the sight is obstructed. Whereas the arhats, the bodhisattva, and the Buddha all have the spiritual power of the celestial eye, and their visual awareness extend everywhere without impedance. But consider what ordinary being can see. I can see you now, but I hold a piece of paper up in front of my eyes. It stopped me from seeing you, and the piece of paper is not even a tenth or an inch thick. If you open the celestial eye, of course, there will be no obstruction, and you will be able to see everything. Compared to the Buddha, you truly fall short. Okay, before we continue, I have to explain to you. You remember when I teach you about awareness, I explained to you there are two types of awareness. Specific phenomenal awareness, where you don't perceive, where the awareness and the phenomena move as one. Okay? That one is still actually the pure awareness with a movement, means pure specific awareness, means that phenomenal activity of movement, the awareness is with it. That's why I use the word specific phenomenal awareness. What is the other type of awareness that you can develop? Spacious awareness without a center. The word is center. When you are not with the center, what happens? Your nature is the spacious awareness, no, the entirety, no. Why you limit yourself? Because you always want to limit by perceiving something. That is where your center is. You are out of it, understand? And that will give rise to outflow. That's why you don't understand that you have a nature which is so marvelous and so, what they call, extensive, the oneness nature. But you can never be there because you tend to have this, what they call, mundane outflow. The phenomenal world of consciousness and form, the fourth circle, is like a magician. You remember? The Buddha gave the analogy. Consciousness is like a magician. So, the 18th sense, right? Every moment of sense contact, it manifests the respective sense of consciousness. You can be conscious of what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactily feel and think. And the moment you become conscious, what happens? You tend to perceive, you tend to go to your brain, your memory, you input the content, understand? Then either with delusion or non-delusion. But without the wisdom, there will be delusion. That's why you will react, stir, and condition your emotion. It can be your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow or lamentation, leading to your mental suffering. And all these are mental outflow. That's why when you are every time lost in thought, trapped in the external manifestation, means existential world, which I put at the top there as what? Enticing, luring. This is the one that deceives you, lure you, entice you, and you give meaning. Then you create all the deluded thought activity through duality to argue, to enter into unnecessary conflict, misunderstanding, and you grasp, you cling. And this is what delusion is, foolishness is. So when you cannot stay with that nature, means you are developing delusion through outflow. Then you get yourself entangled with the whole, what they call, phenomenal world of consciousness and form. That's why the Buddha, because of his realization, he said, when you are with that pure awareness nature, you never die, and you are not a being. And this one can manifest, and this one is unborn. Because it's unborn, it never go through old age, sickness and death. And this one can give rise to wisdom and understanding. That's why it's not lost in thought. It's not entangled, not deceived, not deluded. So that is the reason why, when you understand the pure awareness nature's cultivation, then you can understand the Buddha's teaching. Why did he say the five aggregate of form and mind? They are impermanent, they lead to suffering, and they are empty, non-self. So they give the various analogy of the five aggregate. The last one, consciousness, is like a magician. Means it creates illusion, the illusionary world for you to see. And if it's an illusion, why do you deludedly grasp onto it, cling onto it, and give meaning? That's how living being with outflow cannot really see. Their sensitivity, their ability to be aware is not there. So this is what Surangama Sutra is trying to actually share with you and develop the understanding with cultivator of the way. Okay? Then we go back to the notes. Ananda, you and I can now see the palace where the four celestial kings reside. Between there and here, we can see form and shape that moves on land, in the water and through the air, in light and in shade. All these are perceived objects that you can distinguish as solid, and among them you should be able to distinguish what is you and what is not you. I am now asking you to choose from all that lies within your visual awareness. What is essentially you and what are perceived objects? See? You can differentiate between these two. One is the pure awareness nature within another. The other one is you manifest as perception, that perceived object, the outflow that do that. Yeah. What is essentially you and what are perceived objects? So that is the key question. If you employ the power of your vision to its fullest extent, Ananda, you will be able to see as far as the sun palace and moon palace. All that you will see are objects. They are not you. Carefully observe everything as far as the seven circle or circular ranges of the Golden Mountain. Everything that you will see, even the various sources of light, will be an object. It will not be you. Again, step by step, observe the cloud in motion, the birds in flight, the wind blowing, the dust rising, the tree, the mountain, the rivers, the plant, the people, and the animal. All are objects of your perception. None of them is you. So now you understand. Yeah? Because all these are phenomenal, within the phenomenal world. Understand that? Can follow that? What is a phenomena? Anything perceivable by the mind is a phenomenon, isn't it? So all these are perceivable by your mind. Understand? These are all phenomena. And none of this is you. Understand? They are all dependent, originating, manifested phenomena. It can be like what we went through, the Thursday class, mental phenomena, physical phenomena, or nature's phenomena. That's why when I teach you how to develop the mindfulness through specific phenomena awareness first. Then when you stabilize it, you can stay within, then that center can dissolve. Understand? That center, when it's stabilized, you don't need even the heart to anchor it. You are with the awareness nature, understand? Without any activity or movement. Then that one is a free mind, not a conditioned mind. And that one, on its own, because it has returned to its original state of tranquility and stillness, that is the spacious awareness without a center. That's why you must stay there, stabilize, and experience that activity and movement, the whole thing. And then you understand the teaching. That's why the teaching, in fact, is very simple. But the problem is, nobody understands. And they cannot teach you. Because they themselves have not realized it. And they are always lost in thought. Because that thought activity is like so impulsive and so, I should say, habitual. They hardly aware for even a split second. For those who never develop pure awareness natures, meditation, they can never do it. That's why most people, they realize they think a lot. They have a lot of thought activity. They worry here, worry there. And they got a lot of what they call fear, worry, anxiety, unhappiness, leading to sorrow, lamentation, even insecurity. That's why their mind is always restless, in doubt, with the mental hindrance. Then if nothing interests them, they feel sleepy, lethargic, slow and torpor. That's why this mental hindrance manifests. Then every time you oscillate and stir your mind, the essential desire you will, your like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant, emotion or feelings. And this is how the 5 mental hindrances manifest. And when they manifest, they hinder your mind from entering the original state before the stirring, means from entering the original state of tranquility, stillness, and pure awareness nature. Means to realize the true mind, which is the silent mind, the tranquil and still mind, the inner peace, the tranquility, the stillness. You have to realize that, otherwise you cannot understand. And that is your true mind, your pure awareness nature, before the arising of thought and all those movement, sankhara activity. So, knowing the theory and the understanding, the next step is putting into cultivation or real practice. Means you must realize it in the meditation. Means you must relax, maintain awareness, and stabilize that pure awareness. That part is very, very important. You can do that. It is so much better than all your innumerous or countless so-called meditation. All those are thought-based. You try to focus, you try to develop this, develop that, through all the method technique. No use. But that is not the free mind. That is thought-directed activity. And that is not pure awareness. So pure awareness meditation is different from thought-based meditation. Always remember that. So don't underestimate the instruction of developing this pure awareness nature within. Just relax, maintain awareness, stabilize it. No need to do anything. This is a lot more important than looking for enlightenment or trying to develop all the good meditative state. No use. You can just do this and stabilize the inner awareness, then all the tranquil state of mind, they will manifest within. Where your original state, before the thought process, before the stirring, the perception, everything, is actually the pure awareness nature, which is by nature tranquil and still. No word, nothing. No duality, nothing. It's just that nature. You have to realize that. And that is your true mind. That is your meditative mind, your silent mind. That is the one that can insight into phenomena, awaken, see things as they are. And that is the one that can meditate and develop all the understanding of all the movement and activity. So this is what pure awareness based meditation is all about, leading to all the wisdom and the understanding. Not what normal people think. They thought to meditate, they must focus, concentrate, and experience fantastic meditation. Seeing nimitta, trying to concentrate, focus, develop all the jhana. That one is chasing after thought activity that manifests from outside. That is not meditation. The real meditation is to realize that you have two minds, to realize your true pure awareness nature, your true mind within, that is more important than anything else. That's why Bodhidharma told the monk to really cultivate correctly, you must start with mind, basic understanding of mind. Sinh Wei根本. You must realize that you have two minds. That's why Huineng also teach the same. He told us disciple of Shen Xiu who went and learned from him. He said the only difference I teach, the difference between my teaching, his teaching and Shen Xiu one is, he take them direct to the nature to realize the first hallmark of no thought. 无念的境界. The mark of the first hallmark of no thought means what? You are with the pure awareness nature, understand? Without thought, you already aware. I already told you many times, long time ago. So to realize that is to realize the first hallmark of Huineng. But it's not a conditioned state. It's a free mind without thought. Yeah. 无念的境界. So this is where the understanding is. And you have to really seriously develop the faith, the understanding, and to cultivate the stability of pure awareness. Once that one comes, you will be different. You will understand a lot of things on your own. And heedfulness will follow. Because that stability means you are ever mindful. Then, to be heedful, the ever mindful can be used as the meditative mind to cultivate the wisdom. Means constantly meditative, means constantly cultivating the essential Dhamma of the Buddha to realize all the wisdom within. Means the Four Noble Truths is three turning, etc. Yeah. Even the four foundations of mindfulness. All this need mindfulness, need awareness, need the silent observation of what is the reality. So, after understanding all this, now you start to realize why the real teaching is so different from what is being taught traditionally. The popular, what they call Dhamma syllabus or knowledge. It's like the essential Dhamma got a lot of important Dhammas. Yeah. But these are words that need to be realized, that need to be understood. And the main, I should say, the main shortfall of that teaching is, that one is Dhamma knowledge. But it is important. It is a stage where the Buddha called it pariyati, the learning of the teaching. After you learn, you must put it into practice. Patipati. That part, a lot of people cannot do it. Why? Because they are not being taught by real teacher who can guide you and explain to you. Like the Buddha in his salutation to the Dhamma explained to you what the Dhamma is. What are the characteristics of this Dhamma? It's beyond thought, beyond mind. How can you approach it from the thought process? Thought-based meditation can never realize the state of awakening that is beyond thought, beyond mind. That's why you have to start from sati, mindfulness, which is awareness. And the stability of awareness is very important. Otherwise you cannot develop sati sampajana. Yeah. And you cannot see things as they are. You cannot develop the first turning wisdom, second turning wisdom, and the third turning wisdom. And when you cannot develop the wisdom, then you cannot awaken. That is as simple as that. That's why sati sampajana is very important. And without sati, there is no Yoniso Manasikara, or what they call wisdom at the moment of sense experience, develop via seeing things as they are through the first turning, second turning, and third turning wisdom. So all these are connected. Okay, we go back to the notes. Yeah? So the perceived consciousness, which is the mundane mind's activity, none of them are you. The heaven of the four celestial king is the heaven closest to us, Sutta Thian Wang. Located halfway up Mount Sumeru, means the first heaven, Devarang. There is a celestial king in the north of this heaven, one in the east, one in the south, and one on the west. The lifespan of beings in the heavens of the four celestial king, or Sutta Thian Wang, the four heavenly king, is 500 years. After 500 years, they are destined to die and be reborn in the lower destiny. A day and a night in the heaven of the four celestial king, or the four heavenly beings, is equivalent to 50 years among the human race. So that's why even scientists now they know. After Einstein proclaimed he called it the theory of relativity. You remember? Theory of relativity. Actually, time is a function of speed. So that theory of relativity is you perceive time differently. So now the scientists also know there's a formula to calculate. If you travel at a speed that is near to the speed of light, or very, very close to the speed of light, time like never move. So under the 31 plane of existence, actually the Buddha also talk about this relativity of time. So the first Devarang, which is the four heavenly kings, Sutta Thian Wang, one day up there is equivalent to 50 days. 50 years on earth. So let's say, Sakyamuni Buddha, when he was born 2,600 old years ago, divide by 50. How many heavenly days? It's not very long, isn't it? Means to them, it's about 1.5 months. Not even 2 months. That's why they all up there, they look down. We all already 2,000 old years. A lot perish already, die already. But they all still there. That's why all the karmic thing that you all do, they can remember one now. Yeah, it's just to them it's 1.5 month ago. That's not that long. That's why you see a lot of people having karmic entanglement. One of them is our Kayamita. You look at Jupolian, you know, he got a lot of this, what they call karmic obstruction, because during certain life, she don't know. She go and disturb the cultivator all the way, and she offended the triple gem. It's very difficult for her to break those karmic obstructions until he came to know me through one of the retreat. Then only he seriously developed that intention to ask for repentance and all those things. And she was lucky. Because of such understanding and affinity, she managed to break a lot of them and overcome a lot of the karmic obstruction. That's why a lot of this cultivation thing you may not understand. And sometimes you may think, got like that one. One day up there, 50 years down here. So up there actually 2 days only. Most of human beings down here already died. Understand? No? 2 days, 100 years old. Even you like Matthew can live 100 years and above. It's only 2 days up there. So all these are the understanding that manifest through mind. So that theory of relativity has its own what they call truth that can actually allow you to understand that as you go higher, based on the sutta by the Buddha, actually one day is much more. But I don't know why they always put it as 50 years, 100 years and all those things. But anyway, it is the time, the way you perceive time, the relativity. So this is what the sutta or the Theravada traditions recorded scripture describe. 50 years count for such a long time in the rhyme of the people, where people are subject to the unrelenting disturbance and affliction arising from their involvement with perceived objects. See? Like what I mentioned. It entices you, it lures you, and you deludedly grasp clean and give meaning. It's just like somebody asked Einstein, what is the meaning of theory of relativity? You know what example he gave? You hear this, you will laugh. He said, like, if you spend time with your girlfriend, somebody you like, you enjoy, It's like time move very slowly, But if you put him in a frying pan, it's like hell instant. No. It's not happy move fast. It's the relativity because of the intensity of the heat. Actually, the mind feels that it has already taken so long now. They cannot endure. No, it's not slower. It's instant. It hit them. Whereas the other one is like time is very slow. We are relative. So relative means like you have good meditation. It's like you enjoy the meditation. Then if the meditation is lousy, you cannot settle down, you know what happened? Wow, how come half an hour so long? They will complain. It's because you want it to be finished, understand? But he is suffering. It's not to say slow alone. He cannot wait already, understand? That mind is in that state. So relatively, he wants the time to pass by fast, but it's not passing by fast. And that is what the thing is. But if you meditate with the, I won't say correctly, with the ability to calm yourself down, to develop the peace, the tranquility, then it's like you never feel the pain and all that. Then you like enjoy the meditation. Then when the time passes by, it's like maybe you think it's only half an hour, like what I went in, but it's actually 4 hours. Understand? Because it's relative. Because the mind that has no thought, completely aware and tranquil and still, time actually becomes different. That's why when you enter into what they call deep mind state, you may think you are there for half an hour or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But when you come out, 4 hours, 8 hours. Some people actually can go in for 7 days and 7 nights. So.
Okay, does that mean that it's because of the impatience of the mind, then a lot of thought go through your mind when you're suffering and afflicted? That's why time feels like we went by very fast when you're suffering. We go by It goes by very slow because your mental thought go by so long already and still 1 minute only. But when you are having peaceful moments, like you mentioned the example of the meditation, not much thought has passed. So it doesn't feel like even 1 minute has passed. But when you look, it's actually 1 hour. So it's because of the number of thoughts.
You can link it to the psychological time. So when you link it to psychological time, then yes, it's like what Hsuan say, because it's equivalent to 50 years. Why? Because we entangle ourselves with the perceived perception. Understand? We give so much meaning. We run all over. Understand? That's why to us, 50 years, they only 1 day up there. Because our mind is flooded with all this type of activity. Understand? So this is what they call the psychological time. Understand? Psychological time's movement depend on your thinking rate. Understand? The way you think, psychological time move. The more you think, the faster psychological time move. But when you tranquil your mind and develop the ability to settle down and still, actually psychological time doesn't move. It's like you are suspended in the timeless because it's without thought and it's so tranquil, so serene, so still. That analogy is actually very true. Like Hsuan say, when you cannot silence your mind, your whole movement. So when it comes to our earthly time, compared to those in the first Deva rhyme, there is this equivalent. 1 day up there is equivalent to 50 years down on earth. Yeah. Okay, we go back to the notes. Okay, I read before that, sorry. I actually didn't read the top part. Okay. A day and a night in the heaven of the 4 celestial rhyme is equivalent to 50 years among humans. How can this be, you ask? I will give you an example to help you understand. If we feel very happy on a given day, the day passes without our even being aware of it. We feel that the day is like very short because it is blissful in the heaven. And 1 day and 1 night, there is equivalent to 50 years among the human rhyme. So 50 years count for such a long time in the rhyme of the people, because people are subject to the unrelenting disturbance of an affliction arising from the involvement with perceived object. That's why your mundane mind create a lot of mundane thinking, psychological time. Circling Mount Sumeru are 7 ranges of mountains made of gold. A fragrant sea lies between each range. Then after that, Ananda. All these perceived objects, near and far, have their own distinctive nature. Nevertheless, all are seen within the purity of the essence of your visual awareness. See? When you are there without a center, you can see them all. Each kind of object is distinct as different from the others. But there are no such distinction in the wondrous understanding of the essence of our visual awareness, because it's spacious without a center. That's why there is no distinction. This visual awareness is in fact the pure and wondrous understanding mind, or our true pure awareness nature. If visual awareness were a perceived object, then would you not be able to see my perceived awareness as an object? You may argue that you do see my visual awareness at the moment when we are both looking at the same thing. But when I am no longer looking at that thing, then would you still see my visual awareness? Even if you have been able to see my awareness, when you and I were looking at the same thing, clearly you will not be able to see my awareness once I begin to look at something else. And since you cannot see my awareness when you and I are looking at different things, clearly my awareness cannot be an object. Therefore, how could your own visual awareness not be what is fundamentally you? So this one is teaching Ananda how to realize that pure awareness nature within. The Buddha has told Ananda that visual awareness is not an object, but Ananda doesn't believe it yet. So the Buddha has to make it clearer to him. If visual awareness were an object, then visual awareness would be visible. Therefore, Ananda should be able to see the Buddha's visual awareness. Because if visual awareness were an object, I would have attributes which could be distinguished. In fact, however, visual awareness has no form or appearance. It is neither green, yellow, red, white or black, neither long or short, square or round. It isn't a thing, and so you can't see it. You say if visual awareness cannot be put in the category of object, what is it then? What is it in the same category with? You figure it out, investigate it, then as a meditation topic, to ask who is it who is mindful of the Buddha is to investigate the question. So this is like the Kongan. If you can recognize your visual awareness just at this point, if you can say, oh, basically my visual awareness does not come and does not go. Basically, does not come into being and does not perish. If you understand this doctrine, then you truly understand the nature of your visual awareness. So this part, I think, by now is easy for you to understand now, isn't it? Because this pure awareness nature, yeah, whether you think or you don't think, it's always there. Understand? That's why it never come, it never go. It's not like the others perceived object, they are dependent originating. It's like the silence of nature. Understand? That silence does not need vibration, you understand? But who is aware of that silence? That's why it's our pure awareness nature. That nature can be aware of perceived object and non-perceived object, but there is no vibration. Actually, no vibration means what? No sense data, understand? Means it's not dependent originating. Then what is it that has this ability to be aware of silence? That is your essence of mind. That is your true mind. And that one, it was always there, never apart from your nature within. So to realize that is to awaken, and to meditate is to actually realize that. Yeah. Because when you really develop the stability of pure awareness nature, then you realize without the sense data, the awareness nature is always there. That's why it can be aware of silence, which is without any vibration, without any sense data. And that is wisdom, awakening from the condition arising phenomena, the external, dependent originating conditioned world. That's why you will realize the unconditioned. And from the unconditioned, you will also understand how the conditioned manifestation of this mundane thinking, mundane activity, mundane emotion manifests. How consciousness come to be and how the content of consciousness go in and trigger of the thought process. And then how the five aggregate of form and mind manifest into the 18 sense rhyme, and how living beings come to know the world, come to know what is going on within existence. So all this is Dhamma understanding, cultivation, and practice. Anyway, I read on. The notes, I look at the notes. Commentaries are not in agreement as to the meaning of this sentence. The present translation follow. Oh, this note 26 is what? Go up. Which one? Oh, okay. Will not be able to see my awareness once I begin looking at something else. Oh, okay, he talked about it. Okay, go back to the notes. Then 27 is established in part 2.8 below that our visual awareness is not separate from the object. It is aware, nor is it identical. The Buddha here argues that if awareness were an object, it should be visible, and it should above all be visible at the place where it is looking at something. If it is not looking at something, then it cannot be identified with object it is no longer looking at, nor by extension can it be identified with any object. Therefore it cannot be an object. Okay, this one is just the reasoning. We move on. Okay. Otherwise, when you see an object, the object would see you as well. If visual awareness and its object were intermixed like that, you and I and everything else in the world would be immersed in chaos. But Ananda, when you are aware of something, it is you, not I, who is aware of it, who are aware of it. The essential nature of your visual awareness pervades everything. So this is the oneness nature, without a center. If it is not yours, whose could it be? Why do you doubt that it is your true nature? Why do you accept it as genuine? Why don't you accept it as genuine and instead ask me what is true? Because Ananda bin Sotapan, he not sure. He still got doubt. That's why he want to ask. But the problem lies in he memorized the Dhamma, you realize or not? He can repeat everything, but he never put it into practice. Do you understand? He is complacent. That's why don't be complacent. You must develop the cultivation, the pure awareness nature. You must realize it. Otherwise you cannot understand. That is just the beginning, the first hallmark of winning. That's why you have to develop the stability of pure awareness or mindfulness. Then from there, all the understanding will awaken. They will arise. That's why do not overlook that initial training. The initial training actually is the most important. That's why the four support. At least the first three, do it well, stabilize it, so that you stabilize that pure awareness nature within. And when you stabilize that, you develop a free mind that is ever mindful. And from there, you are home. Then you just use it to develop the wisdom. That's why the daily mindfulness, the stability of it, leading to sati sampajana. And before that, you use it to meditate, to cultivate the three turnings of the Four Noble Truths. Then the wisdom keep on arising. And the 10th step of the Avijja Sutta make it very clear. Step 1 is to have Dhamma friend. Once you have Dhamma friend, step 2 will follow. You will have opportunity to listen to the true Dhamma, where Dhamma friends will support each other, counsel each other, and tell you where you can receive this teaching. And when you constantly listen to the true Sutta or Dhamma as taught by the Buddha, then you develop the faith, which is step 3. Faith in the Buddha and his teaching. Then you put it into investigation. When it stands up to investigation, it strengthens your faith. Then it will develop the understanding, the initial wisdom we call Yoniso Manasikara, which is step 4. So once step 4 is there, then you will have more space between thought. This stability of initial wisdom will prompt you. Then when it prompts you, you will not stir your mind like before. Your like and dislike, your sensual desire and ill will, your reaction to sense experience, all this, they will be like slowly cut down. Then you tend to have more and more stability of mindfulness. When you do not stir your mind as frequently as before, means the habitual tendency starts to slow down. Then you have more space between thought. Then when you have more space between thought, it's like the analogy I give you. Your thinking momentum. You remember the bell? This one, I use it to turn at the retreat. When you set the thing turning, means the momentum of it actually will continue to turn it. Then you don't need much energy. And this momentum is your heedless thinking. Understand? Your habitual tendency. So you don't straighten your view, you don't root it out, you don't develop the space between thought, then this momentum continue to move, the heedless thinking. But the moment you are aware with the Yoniso Manasikara, then it stops. When it stops, that break is very important. That break breaks the momentum, understand? And to actually condition or trigger another thought that will think and become heedless is going to become less and less possible. Means your ability to slow down the heedless thinking has developed. So this slowing down of the momentum of heedless thinking is what the initial wisdom can actually give you. Then when that one stabilizes, it develops into sati sampajana. You have not only sati, but you have also continuous clear comprehension of what you are doing to develop this. Means clear comprehension of the 4 types of clear comprehension that the Buddha has taught us. The first one is, like you say, clear comprehension of sincerity of cultivation of practice. Means we are here to develop the mindfulness sincerely, to develop the wisdom, to liberate the mind, to be free, not to develop all the psychic ability and all those things and become famous. That is non-sincerity, that is delusion, deviation. Then the second clear comprehension is the domain of practice. Means cultivation can be done anytime, any place, anywhere. You don't have to wait till you retire. You don't have to wait till you are at a tranquil setting where everything is like conducive. No. Then every action, every movement within life, every posture can be a meditative posture and condition. Then the third one is the clear comprehension of suitability. Means the most important time now, most important place is the place you are in, here and now. And the most important people are the people whom you can help, contact, or around. And that is the understanding. Then the last one is clear comprehension of non-delusion. You are not deluded by the 10 defilements of insight that can trap the cultivator of the way. Then when you have this step 4 and 5 developed, then you are destined for enlightenment. Then step 6 is the development of the progress in cultivation. So step 6 is very important. Step 6 means you cannot break the 5 precepts already. With sati sampajana, clear comprehension, stability of mindfulness, you cannot go wrong. You cannot deviate. Then you have the ability to actually prevent you from developing all the sense restraint. That sense restraint will be there. Means you cannot break the precept already. You are at least a sotapan. So step 6, which is sense restraint, can only arise after the initial wisdom and the stability of mindfulness with clear comprehension are developed. That's why yoniso manasikara followed by sati sampajana is very important. Step 4 and 5. Then after you have stabilized that sense restraint, by then you would have cultivated the 3rd and 4th right effort, actually to cultivate what they call the 3 type of right conduct. Means right thought, right speech, and right action. And that one will stabilize. Once that one stabilizes, then you are at least a Sakadagami. So step 6 will make you at least a Sotapan. Then step 7, you are at least a Sakadagami. That's why step 8, cultivation of the 4 foundations of mindfulness, leading to Anagami and Arhantaship onward, is step 8. Then after that, when you have developed step 8 correctly, then you will realize step 9, which you will come to experience the 7 factors of enlightenment. Then you know you are on the right path. You have not deviated. You have not gone. Otherwise, the 7 factors of enlightenment will not arise. Under step 9, it will keep on arising. There's a cultivator of the way will know one. They know that's it. Then after that, they will realize step 10, which is realizing the enlightenment and the awakening. So the whole teaching, they are actually connected. Okay, go back to the notes. I have to end already, almost 4:30. Continue, we finish. With the notes. The Buddha extended his argument by pointing out that if our visual awareness were identified with the object that it sees, then those objects could themselves become aware. Move on. Okay, we stop here. Number 7. Visual awareness has neither shape nor extension. Okay. So this is actually to teach Ananda. For those who have the wisdom and the awakening, they no need to go through all this step. They can immediately deduce all the understanding. Okay, we mark this page. We are at page 64. Silent your mind, relax, maintain awareness, stabilize your awareness. Then for those who have already stabilized their pure awareness, you can straight away do the 4th support, which is trust. Trust your inner nature to develop the meditative movement. TRUST, trust. Okay. So you're off the light. I will set the alarm. So have faith to develop the stability of awareness. Then all your understanding will come. It will manifest. It will unfold. And you will progress. So just relax, maintain awareness, stabilize this awareness. No need to know, no need to do anything. Just maintain the ability to be aware. Then from the awareness, whatever arises, just aware, and let it return to its original state before the distraction or stirring, to realize your true mind, your inner peace, inner calmness and inner awareness nature. Just let things be. You cease the thinking, everything will manifest. Okay. You can slowly, mindfully come out of meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Stabilize this inner awareness. These are the mind state that you need while going through your daily life. The stability of awareness leading to heedfulness is very important. Okay, now we come back to our second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you may have, and the discussion of any Dhamma topic, including today's sharing. Then we will develop the sharing together.
Namo Buddhaya, Brother Teo, Mrs. Teo, and Kalyanamita. I was actually missing for the past 6 months or so. Reason being, I was sick and I've been hospitalized for 1 month. And due to some complication to the liver abscess and also some complicated sepsis, I was hospitalized for 1 month and I was under rehab at home for another 3 months or more than 3 months, even with the tube on the liver. So it's a blessing. I will say that thank you, Brother Teo. I found that instead of looking at it negatively, this unwholesome karma that I have actually encountered for the past in August last year, I tweeted around and saying that thank you very much for the Bodhisattva vow that I took. When I was in Cameron Highlands, I was very impressed in the sense that I have a lot of energy and I wanted to do a lot of Chan Hui and all those things. In fact, I wanted to go for the Mahani's chanting for forgiveness and all those things. Unfortunately, 2 weeks before that, I was actually diagnosed with very bad bacterial infection. So couldn't make it, but my wife go on my behalf. Yes. Just go back to the experience, which I think I wanted to share, that after this episode, I believe more and I'm more convinced about the law of karma. And also more convinced about the effect on repent. It's so important on the repent. So drill down to the experience I personally experienced in this matter of life and death experience. Even doctors say that you may have only 50% chance that I may not pull through. Lucky thing is that because of this Bodhisattva vow, I continue doing the Bodhisattva vow every day. Important. Even though with half a dose off, half away, half dose off, but I still hold on to my practice, and I found it's very useful.
Very useful, because that repentance together with the vow actually can help you break a lot of karmic obstacles. Where you seems to have a lot that affect your physical body's health condition, all those things. So all this, especially when the time comes for you to, you off the thing first. Especially the time comes for you to actually determine to do the cultivation of those things, then all this, they will come. Because these are supposed to be karmic obstruction to obstruct you and also test your faith and all those things. You cannot develop the understanding and endure and just like you say, turn it around. Well, when you perceive every life situation with negativity, then you suffer, you deteriorate, you become worse. But when you know how to turn it around, like perceive it with wholesomeness, then you continue to do the repentance, develop the faith to cultivate the bodhisattva vow, all those things. Then at the same time, you turn it around by reflecting on wholesomeness. So you thank your good nature for receiving this teaching and this understanding to do all this. Then when you know how to endure by perceiving with your wholesomeness, then you endure through, then something will happen and let you recover. Then also you have your wife to help you. Where there is your intent to go and attend that chanhui, the chanting, to help you with your repentant, whatever cultivation. So all this actually is like meant to be, because you just develop the understanding, then you attended a retreat and you actually did well at the retreat, you find it very useful, then you continue with the faith and cultivation. Then after this, you will become different. You will have less and less of it. But the repentant must do, continue to ask for forgiveness and all things. Because all this, even when the early day when you came, I realized you quite often got this type of problem, affecting your health and all those things. And after hearing those things, my nature can sense. But I say, as long as you have the understanding and you have the affinity with the Triple Gem, you will be okay. Now today see you in this good shape. My nature rejoices. Sadhu to you. You can continue. Yeah.
And I also want to share the experience that the importance of, even though I'm been hospitalized, to continue listening to the chanting, the mantra.
The mantra, very useful.
Yeah, very useful, because I Chundi Pusa, I've been listening.
Yeah.
And also the Sumangal, this Surangama mantra Hat Sutra. I think that is very important. Yeah. So it actually made me very tranquil. And just to share experience, I don't know, maybe Brother Teo can actually help to guide whether what I experienced is actually on the 3 days before my surgery, even after I have gone through the abdomen surgery, because the intestine don't move. So the doctor suspect that it's a bacterial infection and things like that. So they actually wanted to do a surgery on me as soon as possible. But then before that, I feel a bit down before that. But after listening to the mantra, I feel very lightened. And one experience is that it was leaking in the hospital at first. Then I know that I sensed the water dripping on me, and also there's a water curtain in front. I said, goodness, I was thinking, how could the hospital run down like that, Then I look at one uncle, Pachi, who actually mopping the floor. I say, hey, Pachi, the house was very weak already. I say, you careful, the floor is so wet. And then he looked at me, he said that, you are nonsense, you must be taking too much of the medicine until you delirium or what. Then my daughter was with me, my daughter next to me, I said that, be careful, your computer, your notebook, the water splashing on my skin also. Why are you sitting so near to the water spot? So okay lah, then nobody seems to respond to me, and they just don't entertain. So I keep quiet. I say, maybe my daughter say nothing. There's no leaking. So second day and third day, this type of phenomenon
manifest.
So 2 and 3rd day before my surgery. But each time it happened, I'm very peaceful, very tranquil, because I feel so refreshing each time. So coming to this lesson, when Brother Teo with me that the pure awareness, that
very important.
You did not rely on any sense data for you to manifest.
Correct.
So I was thinking, was it that the experience that I've gone through when other people who actually have not seen it as a conditioned phenomena is not there for me, for them to notice it. So this is the experience, but it's very peaceful experience. Whenever the water curtains come, draw nearer to me, it's very, very peaceful and tranquil.
It's like a purifying thing.
Yes.
So what happened is, very lightly, I use the word very lightly because based on what you share, you see, when you have that affinity with those great beings, we are listening to their mantra and their chanting or whatever, then your faith is there. The affinity can actually manifest and help you in many ways. Then when it manifests, it will appear in a way where it let your mind settle down and develop the stability of inner peace, inner calmness, tranquility, and still, and you will feel very good. And that one is very good energy where it will heal. That healing process we call heal, if you have that energy which is very pure, very tranquil and still, it's a different type of energy. So that energy, when it like engulf you or when it manifests, because like your daughter say, they didn't see, then the Pachi also say you may be hallucinating because of your medicine. Don't worry, because it will manifest through what they call karmic conditioning. So the karmic conditioning, sometimes it manifests, the possibility of it is normally only two. One is karmic negativity, means that karmic negativity, when it comes, you don't feel this type of good thing happening. It's like the karmic consciousness taking over. And different people will see different things. Some they may see their departed relative and all those things. And some they like hallucinate, they can see other beings. Then some exhibit fear. Or those. For your case it's very good because you are listening to the chanting. All this mantra and chanting has its efficacy, where these are great beings chanting, great beings mantra. And when you actually listen to it with faith, especially Surangama mantra, Leng and Zhou, it actually is supposed to fight all the deviant samadhi. The deviant samadhi could be some form of meditative negativity that you develop in your past. Maybe not so much this life, your past, where you develop certain type of meditation which leads to that type of so-called wrong samadhi. I don't call it deviant samadhi. Then it can have its effect on you. Then when you listen to this Leng and Zhou, it actually is a purifying vibration. Then it can lead to this manifestation of phenomena which you experience. And this phenomena actually help you recuperate, help you develop the what they call recovery. And without you knowing it, it actually assists you. Then after that you went for surgery, it will help you a lot. Then if you have the condition to receive all this and you recover well, means meant to be, means from now onward, that's why just now I said from now onward, your life will start to turn around. Where this karmic obstruction is like that. Initially, it will keep on coming to disturb you, haunt you, and like cause you to be very negative, and you give up. A lot of people just give up and have suicidal thought and just lose their opportunity to continue with their life. For your case, it's something wholesome, beautiful, and this is based on your past, of course, good affinity with Triple Gem and all those things. That's why your encounter, I think, since you came to the class, 1 year plus already, right? I remember Brother Chan and the wife also same time with you. And they told me they almost 1 year or slightly about 1 year plus a bit. So all this, they will manifest. But for them, they are very different. They don't have much coming negativity and coming obstruction to break. But they also do the repentance. They have very strong faith. And they develop a lot of good progress. They do the daily mindfulness. And they have my Dhamma notes using the computer printout. If he visited the house for house dana, I think it's on the wall outside their room. And very well arranged. All the essential Dhamma, all the teaching, all. So every time they listen to my sharing, because they are quite new to the Dhamma, they will go and check which part of the mind map we fit in. Then they learn very fast because of the faith. And they also experience good things. For your case is mainly to break this karmic obstruction first. And once you are able to develop that understanding and the faith to do it, based on what you share, you should do well from now onward. Then have joy. Then have gratitude. You should thank whoever who actually help you, all the great beings, everything. Have gratitude towards them. So when you pay respect or what to a triple gem, you thank the great beings who have affinity with your nature, who have helped in whatever way, including any Dhamma protectors, non-humans, or seen and unseen beings. You express your gratitude and you thank them. Then you also sincerely request for their continuous protection, guidance, and blessings. So these three. Protection is to protect your physical body. Guidance is to give you the understanding, the faith, the teaching. Blessing is to bless you in the sense that it will prevent you from entanglement with all this, what they call negativity or karmic conditioning or forces of nature. When you do the chanting, you also know they invoke the triple gem to actually provide blessing towards like certain area with certain very negative karmic condition, like severe disease or pandemic or whatever. So they will do the chanting, Sabbetiyo Vivajantu Sapparo Vina Satu. So all this they will chant. And they include the word, whatever misfortune that befall and all those things. So all these are meant to develop the faith, the repentance, the gratitude, then the sincerity to seek their forgiveness, and also their continuous support and blessings, protection and guidance. So all this can help. Sadhu to you. Rejoice. Anything else? You got any other question also you can.
So going back to the surgery, so one of my Kalida Mita friend came over to see me.
Sadhu.
He's saying that in order to go through the operation smoothly, you just have to don't bother about anything. Just continue doing the chanting, Amitofo, Amitofo. So he's more on Pure Land.
That one very important.
I listen to, because they say keep it simple and short, and no need to, normally what I chant in the Pali is so long. In operation,
you can actually shorten it.
Just Amitofo, Amitofo. So I just follow what he gave a instruction. So I just Amitofo all the way. But very surprisingly, it's so peaceful, silent my mind immediately. When I silent my mind immediately, I can see that more like what Teo have been teaching us, transcending the form and
form. Yes.
there is no baggage on the form.
Yeah, completely don't
Completely
have.
disappear,
Sadhu,
and yeah,
sadhu.
and the mind is also worried because before I go to the operation theater, it's actually I have concern. I say that what if I couldn't make it? Then I hold my daughter's hand, my wife, and say that okay, this could be my last chance already. So a lot of start to have this duality.
Yeah.
Of
That
if I
type,
survive, if I die. You know?
that type of negative thought.
But I was surprised when before the guest put a guest on me, and it actually that process itself actually so peaceful, and I don't even think of anything.
Very good.
And the awareness is so strong that I can feel the guests going in, out and out, and
sadhu.
it's just a split of seconds. And I woke up.
The anesthesia when they put, I still remember because I also went through operation. My buttock, that time was my buttock got fistula, so I need to go through the operation. That was 1996, I remember. Then that time I already have the Dhamma, I already understand. I can maintain awareness on actually. Then like what you mentioned, when they about to put the anesthesia on me, the oxygen, not oxygen, the gas, you call what? There is a type of gas where they put you to sleep on, numb you off on. So I was maintaining awareness. That I know, if I continue to maintain awareness, I can be aware. But then I said, no point. We have the surgery, the doctor say, it's going to be at least 2-3 hours. So I just allow the thing to like cease. Then the mind just silent. Then it become unconscious. Then like you say, after that actually 3 hours have passed. Then I slowly recover from they call it the anesthesia sedation. But the first thing to come out is my pure awareness. Because that time I have the Dhamma, I got no problem. So when I regain the conscious body, aware, then everything becomes like very quiet, very peaceful. But the good thing is, that time when I blank off until the 3 hours later when my first awareness come back, it was a blank, complete blank. No memory, nothing. Because you have been sedated and you have become like knock off. They call it knock off in the sense that is you all study Abhidhamma, the Bhavanga. You heard of this word Bhavanga, the stream of consciousness. This Bhavanga went down below the conscious level. That is like blank you off. But your habit still run on. Then during this time there is no memory of any activity. That's why it's like the history or the record, like that part, completely blank. I also want to find out what this thing is all about. Then I realized there is a certain part of our brain where they can actually put this sedation thing or anesthesia to blank off the consciousness. So the scientists, they know. So they put it, but they cannot overdose. Then they cannot underdose also. Then that's why the anesthesia, I think they have these courses where they study. They need to sedate you for how long. They will know how much anesthesia to actually put. Then the condition of the patient, or they will check on. Then because I went through that, that's why I can recall. Completely no memory of anything. But you are not in cessation. You are not in that nibbanic thing. No. That one also, your consciousness is knocked off. Completely. You go into the unconscious actually. But the life force still there. But when you realize Nibbana, the complete cessation, the habit also stops. The life force also stops. Everything stops. But you don't die. So that is the only difference. Which is very good, sadhu. Then after that, you see, when you share that part, you have that negative thought, the duality, like what if you don't make it? See, that fear or that so-called thought can still arise where it's an outflow. The outflow comes from your lack of stability or understanding. You see, despite the Dhamma that you have learned, you have cultivated, and the 5 daily contemplation, like the Buddha said, this body of mine is of the nature to get sick, to grow old, and finally die. For it has not gone beyond old age, sickness, and death. We keep on developing the contemplation, reflection, but the egoic mind, through scarcity, still spring forth that fear, that insecurity. What happens if I don't make it? Yeah, these are the habitual tendency, the wrong thought that are still there. So the stability or understanding not there. It's just like what Hsuan mentioned. Easier said than done. Most people has the Dhamma knowledge, but they cannot apply when the situation manifests. For my case, it was very different because I understood all these things. So there is no such fear or whatever. I just smile. Then you can ask my wife that time. My wife I say, you don't have to worry. It's just a minor thing. Because also batong. But whatever it is, I say, don't worry. Because when I went through that thing, I had that understanding. This physical body is not me. This consciousness also is not me. It's just a segmented reality. Then I went through the cessation before, and I know there is a nature within that is never born. That's why it never die. Then I have a lot of understanding. Then I just radiate the metta. Then I just tell myself it's a blessing in disguise. Because what happened was, I supposed to fly with my whole family to the United States because I bought the tour ticket much earlier. And my whole family is supposed to go with me. And when I went and see my classmate who is a doctor, because this fistula thing, when the pulse, everything build up, is actually very painful one. So he did a temporary one, he called it IND, incision and drain. Of course, relief for 1 day. Then he told me, he said, you want to go, you better go for a permanent one. He said, I recommend you another doctor, which I think he's junior, our junior. And it was in Supang Jaya, I remember. Samuel Tay. So I went and see him. Then I told him the situation that I'm flying off in 3 days' time. Do you advise I go first, then I come back, then I do the operation, or I do the operation, then I go? He looked at me. He said, my advice is, you better do the operation. After that, you cannot go, don't go. And I said, oh, okay. So I do the operation. Then after I do the operation, everything went on well. That day I got my operation, I think I woke up at night, I remember. Because it was quite a long operation. So I admitted. Then the operation started 2 something, I think. 5 something or 6 o'clock. My consciousness came back. Then I was in the hospital bed. They haven't pushed me to the one yet. When I woke up, my consciousness come back. I was still outside the operation theater where they are waiting to actually push me to the one. Then I went back to the one. Then, of course, the doctor came and checked and cleaned the part. And later on, teach my wife how to clean also. Then his instruction was very clear. He said, you must do the washing properly. So he said, the salt water, he want me to dip half an hour actually. But I felt so good when I was in the salt water. I did for 45 minutes plus actually. Then after that, the doctor came. He checked. Oh, he said, very well done. Then he said, since you are flying, I give you a rubber ring, he said. So that I can sit on the plane. Because you know, US, 21 hour, no? Not 4 hour, 8 hour. Then I told the doctor, never mind, doctor, don't worry. I said, yeah, I know how to meditate. I said, no need the tube and the plastic or the rubber. I said, it's okay. I said, thank you so much. Yeah, after that, really relief. The whole thing, that like the whole problem, gone now. That's why after that, I flew there, and for 24 hours I can just relax, maintain awareness, and I actually rested the whole journey. And when I was there, I was like a normal person already. That's why my wife, my children, they were there with me, and it was a good trip. We visited many beautiful places, and it was my first trip to the state, and we have good food too. They say let you continue your sharing.
So just a small part. So what happened is that after the operations, the doctor say that even after the CT scan showed that there's a twisted intestine and many unfavorable tests, ultrasound as well. Nothing happened inside.
Oh, sadhu. Actually, you were very lucky. A lot of people with this didn't make it through.
Yeah. They had to puncture a hole, a stomach for them to discharge.
The back for the discharge.
Yeah. So I was now very convinced that I cannot escape my karmic.
You have to go through.
I had to go through whether it really happens.
Yeah.
Biologically, it
actually for you, within 8 months you recover until like that. It's fantastic.
I think 5 months. 5 months.
Very fast already.
Correct. Yeah.
My wife, my mother-in-law, he was in the hospital with the back for almost a year. And came back at home still with the back now and cannot recover. He went for the operation, not very successful. Then later on, hospitalized UH. Then I think the relative or one complained, how can you send it to UH and all those things? It's like, don't want to go private. So the husband also under pressure, my father-in-law. Then the children also under. So they decide to send to Asunta. Asunta went in, did the operation, paid almost 30 over to 40,000. But the doctor immediately after the operation, they had to sew back the thing and say they cannot do it. There's too much entanglement inside, like takat, then stick all over there, they not operate. And a lot of them also face a lot of other problems. So for you, it's very fast, very lucky. Sadhu to you.
I finish it.
Yeah, you better finish it.
Yeah. Okay. To sum up, I think I'm even more convinced about law of karma and also the repent. And if things that come, let it come, and I have to face it. With more
understand that this is something that manifests through the law of karma.
Correct.
You reap what you sow. So whatever arises, just accept the reality.
Correct.
Like the Buddha said, we are all born our karma, heir to our karma,
support
conditions. We are what we are because of karma. So you know definitely something that manifests or happens has to do with karma.
Yeah.
So when you know that, you accept, means what? No more fear, no more worry, no more anxiety. Then you have to contemplate, reflect, how can I resolve this amicably and allow my life to move on? Then you do what you have to do. Need to ask for repentance, forgiveness, Sincerely ask. Then vow not to repeat. Then you are already a cultivator. You have the bodhisattva vow. You have the whatever wholesomeness. Then from there, you invoke power of wholesomeness and merits for causes and conditions to recover, to turn around. Like that, you will recover. Yeah. And with the faith, after you break the karmic obstruction, causes and conditions will manifest for people to come and advise you, help you, and develop the understanding. That's why you have 贵人, the good knowing knowing advisor or good people that will come and actually help you. Sadhu to you.
Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Thank you.
Let us rejoice. It's good sharing by Brother Wong. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Rejoice.
Brother Teo, good evening.
Good evening, Alicia. Sadhu.
Sadhu, Brother Wong.
Yeah.
We've been missing him for, we were wondering.
Yeah. That's why just in the beginning, he already said he has not been around for 8 months because he was hospitalized. Then he got to stay at home for recuperation or something. But everything went well because of the understanding, and what he went through was very good experience. That's why she wanted to share. And we should all rejoice, because when you have the understanding and the Dhamma, it can turn things around actually. Continue, Alicia.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful sharing by Brother Wong. 因为处这个 faith 真的是很 amazing 的
amazing， 不可思议啊，
对，不可思议的，真的是。所以都说凡事都要从 faith 开始。所以可能我感觉我自己认为我经过很多次的这些 test 但是最后都是很圆满的，很美好的，
很美好，对。
而且然后你就会很积极的去生活，去考试，因为你不想再把这些时间浪费掉。对。就因为有些人觉得你什么都放下，其实不是的。因为我个人认为是自从我在 Brazil 这里学佛以后，我觉得我是变成一个比较认真的，不是说比较，是要很认真。第一 mindfulness 能够让我们看到我们的 real， 怎样说，就是 real existence， you know what？ 对，就是每一个 moment 我们都 aware 到我们的existence 我讲的就是以前我去 shopping 是like lost in thought 的嘛，因为你忙着东看西看这样，但是现在不是的，它一直在你的 aware 到你的整个跟你站也 aware， 走也 aware， 全部就不一样了。
You really live life， 你真正的在当下生活 ，means you experience the pristine beauty and wonders of life every moment, every instant, without much of the thought coming in to disturb you like before. Where most people, they worry about life, they think a lot, they are too busy thinking, planning, worrying, and doing all the negative things. Like you say, heedlessly, even shopping, traveling, or whatever, they are rushing. They are hardly aware or mindful. That's why your understanding transforms you to take life differently, to look at life differently. Then you become very diligent. Then you develop the faith, the understanding, and to you, life has become so different, meaningful, wonderful, and no more delusion to go through the karmic conditioning, the process. For your case, it's very severe also because in the early years you had 16 years of depression, and that period actually not easy to go through. But you also have the good karmic affinity after that when you encounter the Dhamma by coming to my Tuesday class the first time. After that, you turn around. you develop the understanding, then I think by now it's more than 10 years already, or 10 years plus a bit.
12年了 brother.
12年了哦，sadhu. But to progress to the level you are is actually also amazingly fast. That's why it's a real blessing. Because from total delusion to turn around learning the Dhamma in stages, then progressing so well until what you are now, until you can appreciate life, develop the understanding of life, and can do so much things to be a blessing to all your family members, your loved ones, and also people whom you have affinity with. That's why all these are beautiful, or I should say wonderful understanding. Very good, sadhu.
Yeah, brother, 就真的，因为就每一天你要 check 你的 checklist，你的 mind state 是怎样，你会被，于是你会很从容、很淡定的去把它解决。
对，
这些都是我们每一天就是这个所谓的法，就在日常生活。
对，日常生活，
对，所有的一切
那个就是好像一个功课这样，一定要做的，
是的，是的，就很认真的过日子，就是修行了。我认为，所以brother 就因为那个时间的关系呢，我的 sharing 暂时就到这里。
可以。
有些我再 continue。
可以，sadhu。Let us rejoice. Sadhu. In fact, a lot of Kayamita develop the understanding. Then their life become different. They become very different. They develop a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and their life like turn around for the better. And they continue to have a lot more joy. They have less negativity. Even the way they have relationship with people, different, very different. They are no longer so like attached, cling. In Cantonese it's called chap chok. What is the English equivalent word? Chap chok. Like small thing you. Very petty, but also it's like you hold on to too much thing. Cling and hold on. Like everything also you cannot like 放下, and you cannot accept what other people do or what happened to the world, to society. You become like very the Cantonese word is very good, and that's a cause of severe suffering. Because there is wanting things your way. 执着是吗？执着，执着。So when you have gone through the normal life of suffering, then when you meet the Dhamma, then when you turn around, then you develop the understanding, then you cultivate and able to live the Dhamma way, you become very different, very, very different. And life really completely turn around. That's why the Dhamma way is very beautiful. So all this is good understanding. So hopefully today's sharing can give more faith to more Kayamita. Okay, we rejoice one more time. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now let us share merit, transfer merit. Then we will end. Akasata cha bhumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakantu loka sasana Ittavata camehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu สัพพสัมปติสิทธิยาอิดังเมญญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหันตุญญาตโยอิดังเมญญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหันตุญญาตโยอิดังเมญญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหันตุญญาตโยเดโวสัตตกาลินะสาสสัมปติเหตุเชฟีโตภาวตุโลโกเชราชาภาวตุดัมมิโกอิมินาปุญญังกาเมนะมาเมบาลาสมากโมสัตตังสมากโมโหตุยาวานิวานาปาติยาสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, you all can now mindfully pay respect to Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we will end the whole session. Sadhu.